Hello everyone, greetings to all. In today's session, we are going to check on a simpler topic on how to debug the pop-up screens. In majority of our SAP operations, we could have often faced this pop-up screens. But have you ever wondered how can we debug a pop-up screen? In our previous session, I showed you a methodology how to start debugging from any random screens, right? But there is a trick with a pop-up screen. We will see the hands-on part of it for better clarity. In case of a pop-up screen debugging as well, the /h command is still the key part. The command has to be stored in a file locally and the stored file has to be dragged to the pop-up window. I'll show all this in my hands-on video. So here I have created a simple program, okay, that works on the following principle. It just pops up and based upon the answer you choose, it shows whether yes is selected or no is selected. That's it. Now, if you remember the previous sessions, like if you have gone through my previous videos of this debugging series, for projecting the debugger tool from any part, like if I want to start the debugger tool at this instant, I'll go and type /h above, which creates the debugger as you see below, and it gets executed. Correct? Now, imagine this particular concept. What if I execute it and in the pop-up window, I want to start the debugger. So here I will not have option to reach out to my command bar and here I don't have command bar. So how will I trigger the this breakpoint, or in other words, how will it trigger my debugger tool? So that's what we are going to see in this session. Okay. Now, before we proceed further, the first step for debugging a pop-up screen is creating a local file, a notepad, wherein the following lines of codes are written. So this is, you are explicitly mentioning that you are going to execute a function and the command is /h, the same command that I will be using on my command bar for triggering my pop-up, my debugger tool at any instant. And the title is going to be debugger and the type of the command should be mentioned as system command. So this snippet is just pretty standard. You have to store it in your local notepad file and keep it as it is. You have to store it in any directory and just save it and close it. Okay. Now reach out to the spot where your pop-up comes up. Like this is where my pop-up comes up. Now I have to trigger my breakpoint from this instant, right? Or in other words, I have to trigger my debugger tool from this instant. So I'll go to my local machine and I will know the file where this is placed. I will drag the file, I will bring it to this pop-up window and I will place it. Now, as soon as I place this file on my pop-up window, you can see debugging is switched on. So we are explicitly placing the /h command on the pop-up window through a notepad file that I have created. Now, whatever operation I perform, let me press continue or enter or whatever I perform, my debugger tool will get triggered, right? Now, if you go to this breakpoints and watch points, obviously you will not find any debugger because the the debugger tool got triggered due to the external system command. So definitely you will not have any breakpoint here because you never placed one, right? So from here, you can use the concepts that we have discussed on my previous videos. Like you can go to standard, you can understand which program is being called, which screen is being called. You can understand from the stack, and then you can reach out to the necessary screen. For example, this is the function module that is being called. Double click there. So you can, you can go to the any event. Okay, you can go to any event and you can place the breakpoint whatever is needed. Like this is the program, correct? This program is calling this particular function module. So probably you can go to this PI screen and you can see whether any code is relevant for you, or you know that this is the function. See, in the event start of selection, you have this function module. So this is the program that is calling. You can probably place a breakpoint here, or you can pick up this particular function module. You can go to breakpoints, breakpoint at statement and breakpoint at function module, and you can place a breakpoint there in the function module. To know about all these options, probably you should have checked my previous videos where I've explained all the breakpoint options here. And if you want to know about the overview of the tool, please watch my previous videos. You'll have a better idea. So coming to the point, I have triggered a debugger tool from a pop-up window, right? So from here, I can use my debugging skill and I can execute further and I can debug whatever I want. Whether if it is an issue, you can narrow down the issue, or if you want to understand the flow logic, you can understand the flow logic and it goes accordingly. Now in this case, this is a place where the pop-up window is triggered. So I'll place a breakpoint here, okay, so that to understand what happens after the pop-up is after I choose option in the pop-up, I click on execute. Okay, my breakpoint, it will get stopped here. Okay, now I'll check what is the value here. It is 1. So this command will get executed and I will get in the result as yes is selected. So the program is pretty simple for you to just understand how we have to debug a pop-up screen. In case of a complex scenario, whenever a pop-up screen appears, the first thing that you need to do, trigger the debugger tool, then go to the start point of the pop-up window, just how we did, and then after the pop-up window, get to the code, what is written after that, and you can follow the code logic from there. So based on all your skills that you acquire, based on the videos that I have put before, you should be having the confidence of debugging a pop-up screen after the pop-up debugger tool is triggered. Okay. Hope the concept is pretty clear and this helps you for your debugging journey. I see you again with other interesting videos. Thank you everyone. Peace and blessings to you all.